Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to for today's topic. Today we will see creating users API router and controller. Until now we have seen the Merge stack. Under Merge stack, we will see the Node.js, the MongoDB application, seeding the data, how to add the data into the MongoDB, and we will also see connecting MongoDB with Express application. Today we will also use the user API router and controller. And we'll see also further applications such as validation, error handling, middleware, construction, etc. Creating user controller and the main logic, creating a router path, middleware for authentication or authorization, we will see today. In last time we have seen our different MongoDB database where we create a MongoDB database, load environmental variables, check whether the existence of environmental variables, and finally export this MongoDB database to our app function. We will also connect the app function by different methods, and we will also use different methods. Now we will also connect these methods to the, and also this app was successfully connected. Let's check it. Node mode start. We define the routing and start the server. And also our code is our database successfully connected. And also we have seen this adding some data inside the seed.js. Inside the seed function, we will use a sample data. And also load to the sample source connect data. And we have seen this sample data. And let's check it also. Node seed.js. Yeah, this one is also there. And we were seeing in our MongoDB database, our data is connected to already connected. Let's see. Yeah, the MongoDB is under loading. Under MongoDB, let's check the collection. Let's check its collection. Here, collection side. Inside the collection, we have created our own database. Under collection, yeah, we have this one. Training. This is all our data connected, created by our code. All these codes are created by our user. And today we will also see the next step. Start by creating the user controller Node.js inside. Okay, let's create. Okay, inside the library, controller. Under inside the root folder, we will create a controller. Under controller, we will create user controller. Inside the controller, we will use the controller. We will write a logic. What are the logics written here? Inside the logic, what are the controllers? What are the controllers? Inside the controller, we will import object ID from MongoDB. Import object ID from MongoDB. After importing MongoDB, we will import also connect connect database. We already export this name, this function. We already export this function. Now we will import. We will import this one from library. From dot slash, not wait, dot slash. It goes one step slash dot js. Okay. Now create the user. Now create user because we create user because okay we want to write a create function. We will do create. We will do create activities. Okay. Under create user we will write a function, an async function, async function. What we call its name? Create user. Create user. What will this parameter? Request and response. The user is requesting its request on the browser. Then the server is expected to give a response. What? Okay. What will the user requests? What will the user requests? Const inside the pod name. Okay. Username. The username request username. Email. Password. And avatar. Then request dot body. The user may request these four functions, these four variables: the username, email, password, avatar. These are already those given inside the seek function. Because inside our seek dot, the user expected to write ask this one, the four sides: username, password, and email. What about after this? After requesting from the body, after requesting const db, const db, db which calls await connect to database function. Yeah, we will connect from this database connection. After this connection, const user collection, const user users collection, which equal assigned to db dot as assigned db dot collection as a parameter as a function. What about inside the collection users from the database, from MongoDB database? Now check if a user with the same mail or username is existing. Until then, check if the user with the same email and username is existed. Okay. Const existing user. Const existing user. Wait, users collection dot find one, find one, dot or email username. It checks email or username. What is happening? There's some mistake. What's up? Okay, there is one curly brace. There is also okay curly brace, and above it. Okay, yeah, now it's corrected. Yeah, it checks whether the email is existed or not. It checks. Then what happens the next step? If if the existing user if the existing user exists, return respond to root status with just a response, just a message user already exists. User with the email user already exists. User already, if the user in the email existing, it check, it already jumps user already existed. Then it goes to the next step, const user, const new user assigned to username, comma, email, comma, password, comma, avatar, comma, created created at, created at, new date, new date, new date, comma, update that. What is happening? There's also some mistakes. Oh, we should write this almost written inside curly braces. Inside curly braces. This semicolon goes outside. Now const result await. Now const result. Then after this const result, the result must be user await insert one new user. If this happens, it inserts a new user to our database. New user to our database. Now fetch the inserted document. Fetch the inserted document. Now fetch user created successfully. Before this, before this, before this, before this, fetch the inserted document, fetch the inserted document, document, fetch the inserted document using the inserted ID. Yeah. Now const inserted user. It is const inserted user await user's collection that find this with ID and the result dot find ID. Result dot inserted ID. Result dot inserted. Then result then result message user created successfully. User created result inserted user. Then inserted user result dot status 201 dot JSON inserted user. Inserted, it should bring, it should give us an inserted user because we inserted above this inserted user. Now we created the JSON code. Now the next step is to read all users. To read users. To read users. Next, read all users. Read all users. Yeah. Async await. Async await. The first step is always connect to our database. Connect database. Next, const user collection. Next, const user collection. We call the DB collection again as we did above. The next users collection. Then const users. Const users assigned to await users collection. Await users collection dot find it it must be defined in the form of objects. Then finally the object must be changed to the array. The output it will give us to the array like this, like this one. Under, so it will get find us under, so objects. Then inside the objects it will return us with under the array. It will return us in the form of objects. Next, what about next after changing into the array? Return. The next one is return dot status. This dot status 200 dot JSON will return us users we declared already above. Now getting or read user by their ID. The next step, the next function, getting or read users by their ID. What about the next? Async get user by ID. Get user by ID. Get user by ID. Similarly above, request and response. Inside we use request ID. We want this ID request, comma, from the above. We expect the parameter. The parameter is we use the ID. Now the next one is connect the database. We will apply, we will copy this one. Seems to connect this one inside here. Connect the ID. Similarly, we will also bring this one. We will also this one const users collection because we use the same data, the same information. Then validate the ID. Then validate if the ID is a valid object. If the ID is a valid object, it must validate before we use. how we can validate it. Yeah. If object like is valid, if object is not a valid, then it will return return restore status. If the object is not valid, the status 400. 400 dot JSON message invalid ID. Invalid ID. Yeah, this must be inside curly braces. Inside curly braces. Oh, this one is outside. Yeah, now it's correct. Invalid ID. Then try catch. We use try catch. Now we use try catch. Try catch. If there is a problem, it should handle the errors. So we use try catch. Honest user await users collection. Honest user await users collection. Dot find one. The find one of the inside object. We want object. Then ID parameter new object ID. It will expect new object ID. New object ID. New object ID. Then if user if user if the user is not true, if the user is return status 404 dot JSON message user not found. User not found. Else the response is true. 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 It must be returned. Restored status 200 JSON user. It will return the user data. Else also, if there is an error, we expect message to handle the error. And we want to also the error message. The next one is update user. The next one is update user. Update user function. Update Yeah. Similarly, the update user function also uses the ID parameter. ID parameter. And also, it will also use it will also use it will also use const the ID parameter. Inside the update, inside the update, we will took all these calls. We took all these calls except that. Oh, sorry. All this. We will took this one. All these calls. There are four functions. One inside the update. Inside the update, we use this oil paste only. For what purpose? For what purpose? Inside the update, we use check if ID is valid. Where we also update, check if the ID is valid. Check if the ID is valid. If the ID is valid, if the ID is not valid, then it should return. If the ID is not valid, it should return the message invalid. Invalid ID. Else, 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 must return const avoid user connection. Const db. Again, we already we called it before. db assign await if it is users collection dot oh sorry is that users collection dot connect to database. We call the function. So this is okay. Now const users collection. Now const we call the same const users collection. It will bring it get the users from the collection. After getting the collection, we will also a try catch. If then valid if the user exists, then valid if the user exists. Then what about the next? Const user collection. Yeah, then valid if the user exists. Yeah, okay. But then valid if the user exists already. But before this one, we should do first the try catch function. We should use try catch function. Try catch function. Inside the try catch, inside the try catch, const is okay. Const result, const result, await, await users collection. Await Okay, users await users collection. We use also inside this one update one, update one, then update one. Then inside curly brace ID, new object ID, new object ID. We want it with a new ID. We will open also curly brace. Then set, we will put set username, email, password, avatar, 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 update that, updated, update that, new, get, new get. Okay, there is missing some curly brace. Yeah, now it's okay. What about the next? The next, the next. If the result that modified count, if the result matched matched count matched count equal 0, return status just send message user not found. User not found. Inside here, we should write check the user if existed. Okay, what happens there missing also, I think curly brace inside this curly brace is missing. Oh, sorry, this one. This curly brace is for this one. Now, okay, now it's okay. If the user is not found, it should return the user is not found. The user is not found. Else the user is not found. Else return status message the user is updated successfully. The user is updated successfully. Finally, if there is a problem, return status server error. Now the final function, user function, we will use is delete user, delete user, delete user function. Nothing avoid. Similarly, const ID, we use a const ID. Inside the user, we use a const ID and validate the ID. We also validate the ID. Validate the ID first. If object ID, okay, sorry, before this, if object ID dot is valid ID is a valid ID, if it is, the object is a valid ID. If the object is not a valid ID, return status, return the object is invalid ID. If the object is invalid, processing. If the object is invalid, okay, here one missing. Yeah, here's one missing. It was a mistake. Now, if the object is not a valid ID, it should return invalid ID. S, invalid user ID. Invalid user ID. What about the next? Const DB. We can bring that up because all is the same. These are both the same. We can mix because it will fetch from the same database users int data. Then we use try catch function. Try catch. Inside the try catch function, const result. Yeah. Const result, it waits users collection, delete one. Delete one, then ID, new object ID. New object ID. The next one, check if the user was not found. The next, check if the user is not found. Check if the user was not. If the result was deleted account 0, it should return the user not found. It should return .json the user not found. The user not found. The user not found. Else return success response. Return success response. Return success response. The user deleted successfully. The user deleted successfully. If there is a cache during this, it should return server error. Now we already completed our data function, our content function of logic. Now the next one is the next one is to create a user root. Inside the user root, we use user route .js. .js. Inside the user route, we import instead of import express from express. Oh, we should import our user controller. We have to add export all functions. Export, copy and paste to all functions. Export, add export. Also here, add export. Add export. No code. Add user. Export. Inside this here. Add export. Now we will call all functions also. We will call import here create user. inside user import create user. Okay, import create user. The next one, get all users, comma, get user by ID, comma, update user, comma, delete user, then from dot away from controller slash user controller slash yes. What is happening? User control. What is happening? Wait, no. Yes. Was ist korrigiert? What's up? Oh, we should add it here. Come. Oh, our problem is we forward the quotation here inside. We have a quotation. Now it will correlate. Let's add import our slash controller slash controller using this slash. Actually, our code is correct. That we will check finally. Express everything is okay. We'll start. Okay, now let's continue. Router. Honest. Let's continue. Honest router assigned to express dot router. Next, we will call the upper functions, all these functions, then router dot host slash create user function. Create user. Create user. Let's start just before this inside this the main function. Let's adjust inside the function. Okay, inside the function, it's initialize. We need to okay. Okay, before let's continue all this one and export route get all users. The next router dot get router dot get ID comma get user ID. Router dot we use patch we also use ID update. Now also we use the delete router dot delete router dot delete the same ID here. Delete. Finally, after completing, export default. Export default. Default what router? Okay. After completing, let's also create a server. No, let's create middleware. 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 Inside the middleware, which is middleware.js. Inside middle, export with rise function. Export function. Our function name is, we split our function name is request logger. Request logger. Request logger parameter. And also the parameter request, comma, response, immediate, console log. And also we also have next console log request rec.edit danach rec.ui. Yeah, that's correct. And also we use another error handler export function error handler request. We use three parameters inside here. Request, comma, res, comma, next, comma, error. Console log error. Console log error. Error. The next one, res.status. Res.status. Status code 500. Just send inside curly brace. Internet server error. Message. Internet server error. The next, we will also adjust our approaches already. We export. Let's go up to the approaches. Inside the approaches code, inside the approaches. Okay, we need also install course. Here, npm install course. Then we import course from course. After importing course, import user router, import user router, user router from slash root slash user router.js. Yeah. From user router.js. And also we should also import error handling. Import and sidecar libraries error handler, comma, request logger. We already use config. The next one, const app express, below const app express, app.use, 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 course function. And also we use also app.use, app.use, express.js, express.js as a function. We also use app.use request logger. Then already, this is the same already used previously as a function. But we will change this the route function. We will change this route function app.use app.use this one slash API slash v1 slash users. Then we use the app user router. We don't want this one. And also we use error handler app.use error handler. Now already now complete our code. Let's test again this code. That import slash control.js. Okay, control dot slash onto this space. Let me copy it. Let me take it as it is. And let's paste here. Right click and paste. Next, duplicate this. Dot slash under control slash user control.js. Control F to save. Is on waiting. It connects, but it says the address already in use. This 3001, the address already in use. Let's change our port number. Our port number to, let's change this 2005, 2005. And let's again control this. No, this is restarting again and again. It says again 3005 is already in use. Let's 10 and control this. Still the same problem. Let me give another number. Example 5120. Yeah, our port is now working.